I always prided myself on being a self-made man. I worked hard, climbed the corporate ladder, and earned every promotion I got. So when I walked into the office every morning, I felt a certain sense of superiority. After all, wasn't I proof that hard work and determination could overcome any obstacle? But there was something unsettling about the way I started to see the people around me. It began with small things, cutting off my colleague mid-sentence because I was sure my idea was better, dismissing the junior staff's suggestions without truly listening. It wasn't that I didn't care about them. It was just that I was convinced I knew better. I had experience, after all. The same attitude seeped into my personal life, though I was too blind to notice it at first. There was this homeless man who sat by the entrance of my office building. Every morning, he'd be there with his hand out, and every morning, I'd pass him by without a second glance. I convinced myself that he was there because he didn't try hard enough, didn't make the right choices, didn't have the discipline I had. Giving him money felt pointless. Why should I reward laziness? One day, after a particularly stressful meeting where I felt like I had to carry the entire team on my back, I saw the man again. But this time, something in his eyes caught my attention. There was a quiet dignity in the way he sat there, despite his circumstances. For the first time, I wondered who he really was. What had brought him to this point? But as quickly as the thought came, I pushed it away. I didn't have time to dwell on the past or the lives of others. I had responsibilities, goals to achieve, people to manage. My work was a testament to my worth, proof that I was better, smarter, more capable than the rest. Or so I thought. That evening, I had a conversation with a close friend. We were discussing our careers, and I mentioned how proud I was of everything I'd accomplished. My friend looked at me, a bit longer than usual, and said, "Pride's a funny thing, Alex. It can make us feel bigger than we are, but it also blinds us to the humanity in others." Those words stuck with me. The next morning, as I passed by the homeless man again, I couldn't shake the feeling that maybe, just maybe, my pride had turned into something more insidious, an invisible wall separating me from the rest of the world. I started to notice other things too. The way I spoke to my colleagues, often cutting them off or disregarding their ideas. The way I dismissed my partner's concerns at home, believing my stress was always more important. The way I looked down on those who hadn't made it in life as I had. It was then that I realized pride wasn't just about feeling good about my accomplishments. It was about placing myself above others, believing that my success made me superior. And in doing so, I had lost sight of something crucial: empathy, humility, and the simple truth that we're all just trying to get by in our own ways. That day, I stopped in front of the homeless man. I looked him in the eyes, really looked, and handed him some money. It wasn't much, but it was a start. A start to breaking down the walls my pride had built around me. I realized then that true strength isn't just in what we achieve, but in how we treat those who haven't had the same opportunities. And in that moment, I felt a weight lift from my shoulders, the weight of pride, and the first step towards being a better person.